Every single morning, you are faced with a decision that seems small in the moment, but carries enormous weight over time. It is a quiet, almost invisible choice, one that happens in the space between your alarm ringing and your next action. Do you stay where it's comfortable, warm and easy, or do you rise up and take control of your day? This simple decision, repeated day after day, becomes the foundation of the life you build. When the alarm goes off, your mind immediately begins negotiating. It tells you that you're tired, that you deserve more rest, that 5 more minutes won't make a difference. And in isolation, those 5 minutes truly seem harmless. But the reality is, it's never just 5 minutes. It turns into 10, then 20, and before you know it, you're waking up in a rush, reacting instead of leading, following instead of directing. That rushed feeling doesn't stay confined to your morning. It follows you throughout your entire day, shaping your mood, your focus, and your performance. This is where the deeper truth lies. Waking up is not just a physical act. It's a psychological one. When you choose to hit snooze, you are not just delaying your alarm. You are reinforcing a mindset of hesitation, avoidance, and comfort seeking. You are teaching your brain that it's acceptable to delay action, to prioritize ease over growth, and to put off responsibility. Over time, this doesn't just affect your mornings, it seeps into every area of your life. You begin to procrastinate more, to avoid challenges, and to settle for less than what you're capable of. On the other hand, when you choose to get up the moment your alarm rings, you are doing something far more powerful than simply starting your day early. You are building discipline. You are proving to yourself that your actions are not controlled by your feelings. You are sending a clear message to your mind. I am in charge. That moment, as small as it may seem, becomes a victory, a win that sets the tone for everything that follows. Discipline is not built in grand, dramatic moments. It is built in these quiet decisions in the early hours when no one is watching and no one is holding you accountable but yourself. Each time you choose to rise instead of retreat, you strengthen that discipline. And like a muscle, the more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Over time, what once felt difficult begins to feel natural. What once required effort becomes part of who you are. Your mornings are the starting line of your day. If you begin that race already behind, rushing, stressed, and unprepared, it becomes incredibly difficult to catch up. But if you start strong, with intention and control, you carry that momentum forward. You move through your day with clarity instead of confusion, with purpose instead of pressure. The way you start determines the way you continue. There is also a powerful ripple effect that comes from making the right choice in the morning. When you wake up on time, you give yourself space to think, to plan, to breathe. You are no longer at the mercy of time. Instead, time begins to work for you. You can approach your responsibilities calmly rather than frantically. You can focus on what truly matters instead of reacting to whatever demands your attention first. It's important to understand that this is not about perfection. There will be days when it feels harder than usual, when your body resists and your mind pushes back. But growth does not come from doing what is easy. It comes from doing what is necessary despite discomfort. The goal is not to win every single morning flawlessly, but to build consistency to create a pattern of choosing action over inaction, purpose over passivity. Think about the long-term impact of these daily decisions. One morning of discipline may not seem life-changing, but hundreds of disciplined mornings. That's where transformation happens. Over weeks, months, and years, those early choices compound into something extraordinary. They shape your habits, your mindset, and ultimately your identity. You become someone who takes action, someone who follows through, someone who leads their own life instead of drifting through it. Your life is not defined by a single big moment. It is defined by the accumulation of small, consistent choices. And the morning is where those choices begin. It is your first opportunity of the day to decide who you are going to be. Are you someone who gives in to comfort or someone who rises with intention? Are you someone who delays or someone who acts? The truth is, success is rarely about massive, sudden changes. It is about mastering the basics, about showing up consistently, about doing the small things right again and again. And waking up with purpose is one of the most fundamental of those small things. It is simple, but it is not easy, and that is exactly why it matters. So tomorrow morning, when your alarm rings, pause for a moment. Recognize the importance of that decision in front of you. Understand that it is not just about getting out of bed. It is about shaping your mindset, your habits, and your future. In that moment, you are not just choosing how to start your day. You are choosing the direction of your life. Choose to rise. There is a unique kind of power that exists in the early hours of the morning, a power that most people overlook because they are still asleep when it appears. Before the noise of the world begins, before notifications start flooding in, before responsibilities start pulling you in every direction, there is a window of time that belongs entirely to you. That time is quiet, undisturbed, and full of potential. And those who learn how to use it gain an advantage that is hard to replicate at any other point in the day. The early morning is different. It feels different. It moves differently. And most importantly, it allows you to think differently. During the rest of the day, your attention is constantly divided. You are reacting to messages, dealing with problems, responding to people, and juggling responsibilities. Your mind becomes cluttered, and your focus is scattered. But in the early morning, none of that exists yet. Your mind is fresh, clear, and free from the weight of the day's demands. This clarity is one of the greatest advantages you can have. When you wake up early, you are essentially stepping into a head start. While others are still sleeping, you are already investing in yourself. You are using time that would otherwise be lost and turning it into progress. This is not just about having more hours. It's about having better hours. The quality of your time in the morning is significantly higher because it is uninterrupted and intentional. Think about how most people spend their mornings. They wake up late, immediately check their phones, and get pulled into a stream of information, messages, emails, social media, news. Before they've even had a chance to think for themselves, their minds are filled with other people's priorities. Then they rush to get ready, feeling behind before the day has even properly begun. This creates a reactive mindset where the day controls them instead of the other way around. Now compare that to someone who wakes up early with intention. They rise before the distractions begin. instead of reaching for their phone. They take a moment to center themselves. They move their body, waking up their energy and sharpening their focus. They feed their mind with something valuable, reading, learning, or reflecting. They take time to plan their day, identifying what truly matters and setting clear priorities. By the time the rest of the world catches up, they are already grounded, focused, and prepared. This is the real advantage of early mornings control. When you wake up early, you are no longer at the mercy of external demands. You are not reacting, you are leading. You decide how your day starts, what your priorities are, and where your energy goes. That sense of control carries forward into everything you do. It reduces stress, improves focus, and increases your ability to make better decisions. Another powerful aspect of early mornings is the ability to build momentum. Success is not just about big actions. It is about consistent small actions that build on each other. When you start your day with positive habits, movement, learning, planning, you create a chain reaction. One good decision leads to another. You feel more energized, more focused, and more motivated to continue making productive choices throughout the day. For example, when you exercise in the morning, you don't just improve your physical health, you also boost your mental state. Your brain becomes more alert, your mood improves, and your energy levels increase. This makes it easier to stay focused and productive in the hours that follow. Similarly, when you spend time learning or reading in the morning, you activate your mind, making it sharper and more prepared to tackle challenges. Planning your day in the morning is another game. Changing habit. Without a plan, it's easy to get caught up in tasks that feel urgent, but aren't actually important. You spend your time reacting to whatever comes your way instead of focusing on what truly moves you forward. But when you take even a few minutes in the morning to define your priorities, you give your day direction. You know exactly what needs to be done, and you can approach your work with clarity and purpose. Early mornings also provide something that is becoming increasingly rare in today's world: solitude. In a time where we are constantly connected and surrounded by noise, having a moment of silence is incredibly valuable. It allows you to think deeply, reflect on your goals, and reconnect with yourself. This kind of clarity is difficult to achieve when you are constantly distracted. In solitude, you can ask yourself important questions. What do I want to achieve today? What kind of person do I want to be? What actions will move me closer to my goals? These questions help you align your daily actions with your long-term vision. Without this alignment, it's easy to drift, spending your time on things that don't truly matter. It's also worth noting that early mornings are not just about productivity. They are about intention. You don't have to fill every minute with tasks. Sometimes simply sitting in silence, breathing, and being present can be incredibly powerful. It sets a calm and focused tone for the rest of your day. Of course, waking up early is not always easy. It requires effort, consistency, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. But the rewards far outweigh the challenges. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes. Your body adjusts, your mind adapts, and what once felt difficult begins to feel natural. Over time, the benefits compound. You become more disciplined, more focused, and more in control of your life. You start to notice that your days feel longer. Not because time has changed, but because you are using it more effectively. You accomplish more, stress less, and feel a greater sense of purpose in everything you do. The truth is, everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. The difference lies in how those hours are used. Early mornings give you the opportunity to take a portion of that time and dedicate it entirely to yourself, to your growth, your goals, and your well-being. It is an investment, and like any good investment, it pays off over time. Imagine what your life could look like if you consistently used your mornings this way. Imagine starting each day feeling calm, focused, and in control. Imagine having the time to work on your goals before the world demands your attention. Imagine building habits that strengthen your body, sharpen your mind, and move you closer to the life you want. That is the power of early mornings. It is not just about waking up earlier. It is about waking up better. It is about choosing to use your time intentionally, to take control of your day, and to create an environment where success becomes inevitable. So the next time you consider hitting snooze, remember what you are giving up. You are not just losing a few extra minutes of sleep. You are missing an opportunity to get ahead, to grow, and to take control of your life. Wake up early and use that time wisely. It may be the single most powerful advantage you can give yourself. Waking up early is often misunderstood as a simple habit, something tied only to sleep schedules or productivity hacks. But in reality, it runs much deeper than that. It is a reflection of your mindset and a test of your discipline. It is not about whether you can wake up early. It is about whether you are willing to take control of your actions despite how you feel in the moment. Every morning, the battle begins in your mind before it ever reaches your body. The alarm rings, and instantly, your thoughts start working against you. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. Just a few more minutes. These thoughts feel real, convincing even, but they are not truth. They are resistance. They are your comfort zone trying to pull you back into what is easy and familiar. This is where the difference is made. Most people listen to that voice without question. They obey their feelings, letting temporary comfort dictate their actions. But those who succeed learn to challenge that voice. They understand that feelings are temporary, but actions have lasting consequences. They don't wait to feel motivated. They act first, knowing that motivation often follows action, not the other way around. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And that discipline is built in moments like these, small, quiet, seemingly insignificant moments that no one else sees. Getting out of bed when you don't feel like it may not seem like a big achievement, but it is one of the purest forms of self-control. It is a declaration that you are in charge, not your